streetwear exclusive. Wrestle through confusion, tired of excuses. Time to lose it. Stop trying to prove shit. New whip, first aid kit, cause you bruising. Wild like scousers and elbows. Start up the monsoon, lift up your welly boots, dancing in front rooms, playing that mad tune. Know it's a vibe when we hear it. They blessing it, 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 blessing it.
Never let anyone tell you that you can't do something they never done themselves. Never let anyone tell you that you can't do something they never done themselves. Never let anyone tell you. Never let anyone tell you that you can't do something they never done themselves. Never let anyone tell you. Never let anyone tell you that you can't do something they never done themselves. Never let anyone tell you. Never let anyone tell you that you can't do something they never done themselves. Never let anyone tell you.
Never let anyone tell you. Never let anyone tell you. Never let anyone tell you. Never let anyone tell you. Never let anyone tell you. Never let anyone tell you.
Never let anyone tell you.
Yeah, the UK sound of the Vogue, holding the gold, broke all the mold, building a culture from under our nose, taking the homegrown sound around the globe, fire and water and earth in the cold, metal that came from the blood of the stones, set it in stone, what they call home, heavy artillery come for the throne, trying to claim that when they're not ready, but they're ready, grew up with the men that hold it steady, ready, praying and saying then the heavy, trying to claim that well, they're not ready, grew up with the men that hold it steady, ready, praying and saying then the heavy.
Never let anyone tell you.
Never let anyone tell you. Never let anyone tell you. Never let anyone tell you. Never let anyone tell you.
Good. Good. That you can't do something they never done themselves. Never let anyone tell you. Never let anyone tell you that you can't do something they never done themselves. Never let anyone tell you. Never let anyone tell you that you can't do something they never done themselves. Never let anyone tell you.
Never let anyone tell you. Never let anyone tell you. Never let anyone tell you.
Never let anyone tell you.
Never let anyone tell you. Never let anyone tell you. Never let anyone
tell you. They not like us. We ain't gon' do it. My style is the bomb, daddy bomb. My style. Style is the bomb, daddy bomb. Real man of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Daily Profiler Statistician.
Mr. Daily Profiler Statman.
While others guess where the market might go, you crunch the numbers, projecting highs and lows with surgical precision.
The high of day, low of day, you've got them dialed in.
London Open, you've measured it New York over under. You've tested it Asia range. You've logged every tick since 2018.
No lagging indicators for this guy.
Only you can say, based on the last 47 days, there's a 63% chance the high of the day forms before 11 a.m.
Probability never sounded so small.
So crack open a cold one, because trading isn't luck, it's statistics and a really big spreadsheet.
Mr. Daily Profiler Statman.
Good morning. Austin, you there? There he is.
Good morning. I was muted. What up, everybody? We got a really cool stream today. Morning, everybody. Good morning.
This is because just-in-time sniper just graduated the police academy, and he's an army buddy of us, and he's here.
He graduated the police academy?
Yeah, he just EPS'd out of the army. Well, he's still on terminal leave, but he was able to do his academy time while doing terminal leave. So he just graduated that. So he's going to be starting as a cop and getting out of the military all in the same month.
Nice. A cop, veteran, sniper, day trader. This dude, that's a title. That's a title. Good morning, everybody. What up, Costa? I'm gonna speed run this. First person, look at this. Wes Pack. We got Wes Pack, we got Surge Pack. We're gonna make this a thing. If you guys put Pack in your username, your win rate will not be increased, but it won't be decreased either. So take that for what you will. Morning, Wes. Morning, Brooke. Good morning, Scotty. Good morning, Trades by Bruno. Good morning, Divergent, Riley, EP, Chitaki, Costa, Raise the Bar, Doja Cat, Astar, Victor, Jeff, Costa, Justin, DB Tech, Twist. What up? What up? If you guys are new here for the first time, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what you trade. Do you trade NQ or do you just trade something else and you're coming here to hang out and see what we do? Either way, we do this every single Monday for free, 8:20 a.m. EST. And then on Friday, Mick and I do the same thing, but it's just the analysis portion. And then we go trade live with our community in the Discord. And then Tuesday through Thursday, we trade live in the Pack Trade Group. Same thing we do here. And if you want to learn how we trade and understand all the systems, all the indicators, everything all the tools, everything on my chart right now, click this little QR code up here, scan it, and the next boot camp starts in January, and it's a 3-month boot camp. It's $100 for 3 months. Okay, a lot of people charge $10,000 for if it was a 3-month course, let alone $100. And yeah, so
don't forget on Tuesday through Thursdays between 8:45 and 9:15, like I do war gaming. So if you're interested in what we do, I do a repeatable workflow every single day, so I can make the same decisions around the same stuff, right? And I just war game it every Tuesday through Thursday as well on this YouTube.
Yes.
So we got 5 days. We got 5 days a week streaming on YouTube in some shape or form in the free content, and then inside of the Discord we have Asia coming up on Asia all the way to close a bell. Live traders trading nonstop. It's growing, man.
And Jesus Christ, dude, that does it every time. It blasts my ears. There we go. And yeah, we're about to literally have. So right now we have London session, right? So starting off, we have Bowie. Or if you guys go on the YouTube channel, you see he just streamed this morning, 3 a.m. EST. He's our London trader. Then we have Mickey coming in. Either it's the boot camp if we're in an active session, or if we're at the end of the session, he's doing his wargaming. Then we have the pre-market traders, Drez, Eldianis, and Carl. Carl's moving right now, and then Eldianis is just now coming back. And then we have our New York session where Mick and I trade live. And then we have our late AM session called the Ambiguous Hour with Cody and PTFX. And then we have the PM session where the bootcamp members get to see and practice what they're learning over top of live price with Justin here, during the PM. And then we do re-engineering. And then after all these live sessions that we do, we come every single day and recap the day. So you get a rep in the morning, you get reps in the live market, and then you get another rep at the end of the day when the market's closed. All for $100. And then when you graduate, $60 a month.
And then
All
the
right.
software that you see me use during the wargaming, such as the journaling system, the daily profile stats, the candle science, and all indicators come with it as well.
Yes, sir. Well, let's get into it. We got Dodgy coming in today. Dodgy said he usually starts fire, and we tell everybody, anybody that we have on, listen, guys, we don't tell anybody how to act. We don't tell anybody what to do or be somebody they're not. Like, we are traders before anything. We're not here to entertain you. There's a very famous word that got created a couple years ago called tradertainment. I think that's fucking stupid. This is a profession. This is not entertainment. This is not a game. This is a skill that we take very, very serious. We have fun, but we take it serious when we need to be, because we're putting money behind real decisions. So when we have guests coming in, we tell them, dude, come in whenever you start going to the charts like normal. So Dodgy's going to be here around 9 a.m., so about 30 minutes. So now I'm going to go through my analysis, then I'm going to hand it over to my buddy Matt Mickey here, and then that'll be roughly the time Dodgy comes in, and then we'll get into the live markets when we open. All right. So first and foremost, this is what I do every single day when I fire up my chart. I start with a clean chart here, and I just mark out where are we at within the high and the low of day. What high and low of day do we typically make? Well, we know that we typically form the high and the low of day between 4 major time periods, and that's 1800 to 1900, 3 a.m., market open, and market close. Right now we have both out of statistic highs and lows of days, and we just took that out right there. So this is still out of stat at 820. And then I go to the 60-minute chart, and if we're above or below statistics with midnight open, I want to see what footprint or what area is going to give me context. Now, right now we're in the middle. Okay, we're in the middle of statistics. We're right on top of midnight open. We've already retraced midnight open. And so I don't really put my footprints on the chart if we're in the middle. And so then I go back down to the 5-minute. And now I just want to see the statistics and the levels that we have. So I turn on the daily profiler. And I see, okay, well, we have an out of stat high of day. We don't statistically make the high of day at 820. And we do not statistically make the low of day at 1910. So how do we get these out of statistic highs of days? And what is the most likely scenario that price could move to then make an in statistic high or low of day? That's where the daily profiler comes in. We can see that in the overnight session, we went long, true, none, short, true, broken. This gives us conditional statistics. And all that really means in a very simple term is, instead of having a static statistic like what we do with midnight open, where it's just a generic 65 to 68% probability, if you then take different scenarios that happen in the overnight session that attribute to either midnight open being higher or lower to being retraced, it's exactly what we do with the high and low of day. We look at what the overnight session did and how that is most likely going to influence the probabilities of where the high and low of day is going to form, where these statistical levels are going to get hit, and by what time, and then where market open is most likely going to contribute to this whole equation. So if we look right now, we can see that we tested the P12 high, and we came up, looked above, and failed. And so right now, because we failed this P12 high right here, where we tried seeing if we could get above it, and the P12 is the first 12 hours of the daily candle. And if we failed with all these statistics below, I'm now looking to see if we go short for New York 1, which is just taking this low arbitrarily right here. This New York 1 low at 25,783.25. And if we take the New York 1 low here at 783.25, then we'll be short for New York 1. And if we're short for New York 1, then the highest probable scenario for New York 1 is to go false. Well, to go false, we would have to take this high, which is also an out of statistic high. So now this out of statistic high, if we go short, would not only be an out of statistic high of day, it would also be an out of or it would also be a false. So which is the higher statistic than, going true. So this gives me a lot of really good context going into this market, because we can see that if we take this short, we have all these bearish levels here. These bearish levels just tell me objectively these levels have been hit in the past 76 days, 86% of the time, 87% of the time, blah, 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 blah. So if we know that all these levels have been hit more than they don't, we know that price has a good probability of coming down here, testing the P12 mid, and then we'll see Does this P12 mid become a powerful pivot? And if we reject it, we stay above it, which would then tell me that we're going to most likely go false and make a new high of day by market open, maybe even go higher for the rest of the day. Who knows? Or do we reject this P12 or disrespect this P12 mid, break through it for the potential short true? Now, all of you boot camp and pack members here, you guys will see, and I really hope you've seen just a tad bit of a little bit of a breadcrumb today. And that is we have a high of day we did overnight until we had this little spike. We had a high of day around this short true high of day distribution area. Now, we've obviously dramatically got outside of the time to do so. But before we had this little spike up, one thing that I was looking for, and that's why I'm saying kind of a breadcrumb, was if this high of day were to have held, and then we just kept on breaking to the downside, this was a little bit of a hint of maybe a potential short true day, but now we don't have that spike up. So I just wanted to point that out just in case anybody still forgets to look at that. I just like to remind you guys. So bottom line up front, the trade ideas that I'm looking for, the analysis that I'm looking for is if we take this low, come to the downside, and we open up the market somewhere at or near the P12 mid or back inside within the New York 1, I'll be looking at extended cash flow longs for new highs of days for a short false, which gets us all the way up here. You can see this S/F means short false. So if we take this low, then come here, we have a statistical probability of making a high of day by 1330 to 1345, plus or minus some, it's never perfect. It can be around this general area in a time. And then distribution wise, 0.7 to 0.8%, which is a pretty decent price movement. So if we form this low of market open around here in this P12 mid, I'll be looking for this extended cash flow long. Because we see this all the time and we got to always plan for the other side of the coin, if we come up to the upside, taking New York 1 high, and we go long, then I'll be looking for the exact opposite. I'll be looking at potentially market open coming up here to make a new high of day for this long false scenario. Market makes in statistic high of day, and I'll be looking for an extended cash flow short for, what do we call it, Mickey? What we call this bad boy right here?
The firecracker.
Firecracker bet. I need a sound. That's what I'm going to add. Every week I try to figure out.
As long as it's not a wet wick firecracker.
As long as it's not a wet wick. Every week I try to figure out something to add to these streams to make it a little bit better, And I need to add
thinking, you know how we made those songs on that one little AI app, right? We can make soundboards that we can come over here and use. That'd be dope.
Yeah, make like a little set. Just if we have a firecracker day, we'll just, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Make it funny. That's what I got. What is it?
Do that noise again.
What noise? Oh.
It's what a wet wick sounds like, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I'm sharing the screen. You got to accept.
I got to accept.
Yeah, you got to turn it on or something.
Dude, why does Restream do that? I don't know why it just doesn't.
Sure. But listen, if you're interested about the boot camp, what we're doing, we're just getting into the building of the website to make it like seem official and seem professional, right? So if you go to the dailyprofile.com, this is where you're going to get everything that you need. It's got all the stuff of what we do, what our journeys are, what products we offer, right? Like the boot camp curriculum, which is not up yet, but it will be up by the end of the week, right? What the pack trade group is, what the schedules are, like when we trade live, when we go, who's trading, what they specialize in. Like, for example, like Carl is into book maps and stats. So if that's something that your aha moment was, you can see how he puts stats to the book map. If you like market structure, watch Cody, right? He's known as Pack Trader on Twitter. And how he uses stats. And if you're into ICT, listen to Jesse or PTFX, because he uses ICT with stats. So like come into the website, look at what you want, and then like it's a place where you can enlist in the boot camp, right? And then it'll take you to the WAP, right? Now with the WAP, it does this thing where it charges you, and I'm probably gonna have Austin walk you guys through it because like I don't understand WAP at all. I understand two things: how to trade and how to shoot. And That's what I do. So what is that thing that they always DM us about? Like, is it supposed to be doing this, Austin?
I do what?
They charge them
I know what you're
$1 or
getting at. I'll
something.
quickly sneak in. Basically, it test charges $1. It actually doesn't charge the dollar. It's just a shadow thing that it does to make sure your credit card works. And then when we accept you, which will be probably this week for most of them, it will actually charge the $100 and let you in. The other thing that happens quite often when people try to join is it tells them that the Discord is invalid. The Discord link is invalid. That's normal because you're already in the Discord. That's the only reason. So those two things are the two things that seem to skip up everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, microcharge.
All right. So,
hey, before you get into super in-depth analysis, I want to address this. Etchalake says you hate ICT, but bring Dodgy to use ICT. Guys, I don't hate. None of us hate anybody that trades anyway. Okay, I just want to make this perfectly clear. We make jokes. We joke around. We have a good time. I joke about harmonic patterns, and you'll hear me joke with Dodgy when he comes up here about fair value gaps. I joke about everything. You can joke. I call myself a spreadsheet trader, for Christ's sake. Like, we joke, okay? It's jokes.
the crazy thing about like people who want to take that angle is like, if you look right here, right, we use data on RTH gap 25, 50, 75, 100. I'm pretty sure that's something that Mr. ICT harps on. We use Asia, we use London, we use New York 1, we use New York 2. Oh, aka kill zones, right? So don't get it twisted. Oh, look at this. He uses previous day high, low, mid, previous 12-hour high, low, mid. So do we. We just like to use statistics to know, based off of Asia, based off of London, like what the probabilities of these levels that he uses are. Oh, you guys like T-trades, we use candle science. That's the ICT concept. So with that being said, you can try to play that angle and be hateful and that's all you want. With the ICT with stats. And we know when to use the silver bullet or when to do the one setup for life. So there you go.
Guys, like you got to understand. You got to get out of the social media TikTok brain. Okay, we are talking about X and Y OHLC charts. If anybody in this entire world actually hates somebody, like hates somebody because you look at an OHLC data point different than I do, that is the goofiest thing in the world. Okay, anybody that starts that or does any of that, they're fucking stupid. Okay, they're unprofitable. They're bored with their life and they have to do something else with their life other than trade. We make jokes. We're all Mick and I here are veterans. Okay, we in a normal day we'd call each other idiots and retards and all this other stuff and joke. God, hate is such a strong word, and that's so far from what we do.
I don't know. Like, I don't even, like, at the end of the day, nobody cares what concepts you use. Nobody cares if you make money. The only people that really care if you make money is you, your ex-wife, your wife, and your kids. So take it as a profession. Stop trying to become cold sin trading and start becoming, hey, this is my business plan. This is my risk profile. This is the trades I'm going to take. This is when I turn them on, when I turn them off, and just learn how to take this as a profession. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to go into my analysis, starting on the daily chart. Right. So this is NFP Friday. We're above previous month 50%. Right. If we can close above NFP Friday, which happened on Friday. Yes, I know we didn't get the numbers, but it's part of the system, so I still follow it. Right, then we know that we have a 70% probability of green days versus the 30% red days, meaning the low of the days that we find is 1800 to 19, 03 to 04, 930 to 1030 are going to be dominant, like areas that we pay attention to, right? And then we expect end of day, higher day closes, right? Using candle science, right, which is an awesome system that puts probabilities on OHLC. Right, well, on the daily chart, looking at what Thursday and Friday did, we can see we can put the probabilities and identify the high percentile areas of a reversal, right? So we can see that this previous day high, aka Friday's high, has a 74% probability of being taken out, right? Versus the low, right? That only has a 31% probability if it gets taken out, right? If once we take out this high, then we got to think out of these two signatures and what we've done today, right? Where is a good realistic expectation for targeting? Well, we know this is the 30th percentile of all the other times we've done this candle structure. 30% of the time it reversed before this green line. 50% reversed before this line, and 70% of the time, like we reversed before this line right here. So we know the if-then statement is, hey, if we take out previous day high, there's a high probability that we land somewhere in this green box. And then we're going to talk about the close. We can see that, yes, this has a higher probability of being taken out the previous day high, but it has a very low probability of closing above, meaning the settlement price today will not be above this. It's got a 41% probability of being above this. Looking at Friday's settlement, there's a 54% probability that we close above that. And then looking at Friday's opening price, there's an 86 we close above it, and a 91% that we close above the previous day low. So we know that like between the close and inside the body, right, is the highest probable area that we expect to close. Unlike Friday, where we saw that this wick was the highest probability of the close based off of these 2 days, right? So we're going to still anticipate higher prices in a green day, right? But we also know that this does not have high probabilities to close above it. So we're going to keep that aware. So we're going to demand live price to tell us that it wants to stay strong, right? All right, moving on to my weekly perspective, right? Like, right, we know that we opened up way above on a little probability line, right? And we can see that this is 50 basis points off of, right, our probability line, right? And we see at the last 52 weeks, 45% of the times, whether it took it from the bottom up or, as we're going to have to do this week, the top down, it's hit 86% of the time. The 1% off this line has hit 80% of the time. So we know that we have targets to the downside if it does want to come and make a low of the week here and then continue up, right? So that's what we have going on there, right? Now we're going to go to the intraday. And so we use the 7:30 to 8:30 as a fixed constant, as a way to, you know, select like what the possible outcomes can be and, you know, pull probabilities from it. We know that there's 4 possible scenarios that can happen between 8:30 and 11:30 around this box, right? It can either go up and not take out this low right here, or it can go up, break out to the upside, and then come take out this low by 11:30, right? Or the third one, it can go down and continue down and not take out this high from the 7:30 to 8:30 box. So that's scenario 3. Or you can do scenario 4. It can break out first to the downside and then go up. So now we're going to war game which one, right? Which ones we expect to do what, right? So we're going to start with if we break to the downside first, right? And what that looks like. So we're going to come into our database, right? We're going to come over to wargaming, right? And we know that Asia bid it up, right? Like, so they bought it up, and we know that London sold it down, right? So we know that Asia was a buy, London was a sell, and now we're in the next part of the chapter, right? So we're going to see where the probabilities lie right here, right now, right? Before we go into any of that, let me go over here and let's just look at our high day, low day. Well, we can see based off of what Asia and London have done, right? More than likely, the 1800 low of the day, right, which the mode median is from 0.1 to 0.6, did we have a low of the day at 1800? Well, 18 to 1900, we give ourselves some grace, but we know from a price standpoint, it met the low of the day criteria, right? From a time standpoint, it was 10 minutes off, right? So this is sus, but it's not too sus because we have other probabilities that we can measure, like this Asia OU, right? To see, is it high probability for us to come back and touch that, right? We can see right now there's an 87% probability for that Asia OU line to get touched. However, majority of the times that 87% got hit, they got hit before 9:30 to 9:45. So if we don't start selling off now, that 87% is more like a 10% probability, right? So another level that we have to look to the downside to see what's the statistical probabilities to come down would be this P12 mid. We already talked about this Asia OU, right? And if we can't start selling off now and hit it before 9:30 to 9:45, we're more than likely not going to reach that low. We're going to look at this P12 mid, right? Which is 1800 to 06's midpoint, or CE, or halfback, depending on what community you come from, will determine that, right? Well, we can see that just based off of what Asia and London did, right? There's a 98% probability of that getting hit. But then we see the same thing that we saw with Asia OU, right? If we can't come down and touch it by 9:45, like that's not really a 98% probability. That's live price saying, nah, right? Because the time aspect of the probability is more important than just the probability itself, right? All right, so moving on, right? While we're here, we're just gonna go look at what gap fills do on a day like Monday. So we're gonna select Monday, and we can see based off of what Asia and London does, right? It's a good chance that we fulfill the 25% level. So from 9:30 to settlement, like 25% of that, we're gonna fill. There's a good chance that we fill it, but we can see it's starting to drop off, right? 100% gap fill is actually lower than normal on a Monday based off of what Asia and London did, right? So we know that that is not, as high probability as it typically is. We can see that that midnight open retracement between 8 and 11 is, right? We can see Globex open has a decent probability, but settlement itself is not something we should be paying attention to. So now we're going to come back to check on the market to see if we broke out of one side, and we have not. So we're going to have to war game all four scenarios, which usually happens between 8:30 and 9:30. We've got to give it some time, to figure out which one. So we're going to start with wargaming, the longs, right? So we're going to come over to wargaming, and when you can see all four possible scenarios, right here, we've got the long true, we got the long false, right? We got the short true, which is short and continue, can't come back, and then the short false. And we're going to just do a detailed analysis. First thing we're going to do is look at that low of the day. We see with the long true that low of the day time holds that's currently in. We see for long false that low of the day time has data, but then we have just as much data at 9:30 to 9:45, 11:30 to 11:45, so forth and so forth. So that's not dominant data, right? We can see for a short true, we have data for the low of the day, but we have more data to make a new low of the day, right? Later in the RTH, right? And then we can see for a short false, same thing, right? We have data, but it's pointing to a new low of the day being made between 9:30 and 9:45, right? So let's start a deep analysis of, what a long false would look like. So long false would be that we break out to the upside of this 7:30 to 8:30 box first. And, we can see that we know that this previous day high has a high probability. We talked about it with candle science, but we know that for a long false, right, we expect it to go up and then come back down and bridge this other side of the 7:30 to 8:30 box, right? So now let's look at what we can expect with that, right? With the long false, this P12 mid that we were talking about, right, has a dominant 9:30 to 9:45 touch, right? And it is still 90%. That Asia OU, right, you can see with the long false, right, has a high probability, but now we can see that with this scenario, we can definitely target it, right? Because it has a mode to the right of the median that supports that, right? So those two levels, like once we get the 4-step reversal, if we break out to the upside, swipe this previous day high, we know that we can target this previous day mid and this Asia OU once we get that 4-step reversal that we teach you in the boot camp, right? Now, let's look at the other side of a long, breaking out to the long, the other possible scenario that it could do. It can stay above the 7:30 to 8:30 low, right, until 11:30, right? And let's go look at the stats of if that's the case, we do not get that 4-step reversal. We can see that the highest probable structure is up and to the right, and we can trust hourly quarters. We can just, our job is to buy the dip, right? And expect that low of the day to hold, right? We can see that that P12 mid also still has a high probability, but what do we notice about this scenario, right? There's very little data. There's like 15, 20% of data left after 9:30 of this actually getting hit. So we don't expect that data to get hit whatsoever, right? And then that Asia OU drops significantly, and there's literally no data whatsoever, right? So we know that if we cannot do that 4-step reversal that we do between 9:30 and 10, that these probabilities of the downside are a no-go, right? So we can see that if we come over here, like, and we look at the longs, right? We can see that this is an anomaly event, right? Where there's a 53% probability of being true versus a 46 of being false. Usually the false has a 76% probability. So we know right now, if we break out to the upside, there is skewed data to expect a long true over a long false, right? Which is a pretty cool thing to see, right? So we can see that that's going to be a thing today. So that makes me think, well, you know, if that's the case, right, then I definitely will demand a 4-step reversal to take shorts, right? So we break out long, I can extend targets to previous day high, and some of these higher percentile levels that we saw on the daily candle, like this 30th percentile reversal, this 50th, and even the 70th percentile are now game on because of that, right? So that's what I'm seeing today. Like if we come down and break short, true, short, right? Let's go through the other two scenarios. Right, we can see that if we go short out of that 7:30 to 8:30, there's a high probability of 81% false. So both the long and the short are both bullish, right? Because if we break out to the long, it favored long true. If we go short, it favors the false, which means we go down, right? We net off of, right, P12 mid, Asia OU, or previous day mid, and then we start rocketing back up, right? So all of this is telling me to expect a bullish day, right? So my job is, if the 9:30 gives me a buy, to hold it, like to take the buy. If 9:30 gives me a sell, I'll take it, but for cash flow targets. So shorts will be cash flow today. Longs will be extended targets and extended TPs, all right? So that's my game plan today.
Boom. Hey, we got Dodgy in here.
What up?
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, man? Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, no problem, man. How's it going?
Good, dude. Good. What do you want to share your screen, and kind of what we kind of do is in the pre-market before we open, we kind of just go through different ideas, you know, our analysis. So yeah, appreciate you coming, dude. We come here and we love to just kind of see different perspectives. And so my goal here is to have Dodgy use spreadsheet. No, I'm joking.
It's funny you say that. We are currently pulling all the probabilities for every type of breaker and failure swing, and to include that inversion and fair value gap that you like so much.
Yeah.
And doing it from every time fractal and all that, right?
Can you guys see
And
my
to
screen?
figure out.
Yeah, I can see it. You're on
right.
the
Do you want me to go over like my bias or whatever?
dude. Go do exactly what you just normally do, like
Okay.
whatever your breakdown is.
Yeah, I'm bullish. That's pretty much it. Literally looking for this high to hit. I mean, there's no reason for it not to hit. If I'm wrong, I'll quit trading. And yeah. Reason.
What do
is
you
just-
call those again?
This is just a high inside vanilla for a valley gap. So like right here to me, all I see is just all these stop losses, right? Stop loss here, here,
Mhm.
and see how he ran this one and this one, or no, see how he ran this one, but we failed to run this one and this one. All that tells me is we still have to run these two, and then once we hit this, I don't know what's going to happen. We'll look for a reaction, but I mean, yeah, this is as bullish as it gets. Should be.
So when
pretty
that high gets taken, what is is that like a follow through bullish move?
when
or-
this high gets taken, I don't know what's going to happen. We could get a short, we could get a long. I don't know. This is my objective, and then once this hits, I'll probably be done trading, whether we get a play or not.
That's pretty cool because is that near previous day high?
No, this is a high from Tuesday the 4th.
All right. Let's see.
It's also an unfilled daily fair value gap. I mean, there's no reason for this not to be hit.
Yeah, so literally that's exactly where our daily probabilities
Yep.
put our reversal
Yeah,
reversal zone at. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't need to see. I don't like obviously like I'm sure probabilities are great, but like I don't know. I just have a lot of screen time, so I just like know it's gonna hit, basically. So, but yeah, it's just like also if you look in the hindsight, right? There's the way we respected this 4-hour gap is just bullish. We have a bullish candle here, so I'm expecting open to just pump up. Right? There's nothing bearish about this whatsoever.
What's that price level? I want to show you something.
The one that I'm targeting?
Yeah. What is that? 893.
893.5, yeah.
All right. 893. Yeah. So if you look at my screen,
Yeah. What is going on?
so this box right here, says, okay, if we
Yeah.
take this high at 832, then we're long. The highest
Okay.
probability is then if we're long, we're going to go false. So a long false, no matter if it's a directional day or we spike up and take that high like you're saying, and then we do whatever, who knows.
Yeah.
But either way, this was why I really wanted you to come up here is look, 893 this is your level. This is right in line with the 10-day distribution high. This is where we could potentially make a high of day. And then the only thing that I do, I know this looks crazy. The only thing that I do is once I get all these lines, all these indicators, all this stuff does is it gives us a framework of what is the highest probable move. And so then when live price opens, when the market opens, when RTH opens, this is objectively the start of the day. And
Yeah.
if we get accepted below, that's bearish. If we're accepting above, that's bullish because it's just like any other, like it's like if you go to an auction, right? And is everybody bidding it up? If it is, it's going to keep going higher, right? If everybody's bidding it down or asking it to go down, it's going to find where everybody wants to get that fair value of whatever the thing is. And so if we're accepting, if price closes below where the market opens, it's objectively bearish no matter your perspective on price. We're closing. We are accepting below wherever we opened. And so if this 930 time makes this high of day, and then we get above, like what you're saying, I would be completely in agreement. If we get above 930 in this high of day time, this could be a what we call a true, which is a directional move. But then the highest probable move is if we make a high of day around 930 and then we get below it, we call this the firecracker, where we move aggressively. Like you see 930 make that high of day. Remember I told you this one time, when 930 makes this high or low of day, and if you're looking for what you look for, which is that inverse fair value, like you get a liquidity to high taken or whatever, and then now you're waiting for your inverse fair value gap for your entry. It's the same thing. You're waiting for some sort of area to get taken, and then you're waiting for your entry model to confirm that same direction.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I have a box and a line today, and that's kind of my take. And it seems like the lines of yours, I think.
Yep. Yeah, you're 983 or 893 right here.
Yeah. And then Little secret sauce here is what the? Why is someone saying yeah? Little secret sauce here is when we do hit that high 893. Failed soups are a big part of my trading. If we start blasting through that, then I'm just expecting all-time highs to hit probably before Christmas. So we'll see. I mean, I always like use hindsight to my advantage. So once we hit that high at 893, I'm probably done trading out there. And then once we hit it, I will just kind of look at the reaction in hindsight and then base my bias off of that. So if we blast above it, I'll be bullish, probably at all-time highs before Christmas. If we get a massive bearish reaction, I'll be looking for new week opening gap that we put in last night. So
that makes sense. We didn't really distribute a lot below the weekly open.
yeah, I know. But like, and as much as that weekly open would have been nice to hit, I mean, there's nothing bearish about this hourly or 4 hour right now. So
Yep.
So also we put in a.
This is the major. Something else we do. This actually does kind of relate a little bit to like, your ICT background.
Yeah.
Is we use the overnight session too. We use Asia and London, and the one thing that we use, we call it the P12, and it's just the first 12-hour high and low of the day, right? That's this box right here, this white box. And so if we take the first 12 hours high, which is the P12 high, exactly to your point, this is a major pivot point to tell me if we get acceptance above 821, which is the P12 high, the overnight high, then just think about the formation of a daily candle. We're watching this daily candle do this right here, just like a 1 minute candle, where it's trying to decide, do we want to go bullish? Do we want to try to maybe go bearish? And we as day traders, what are we doing? We're trading the daily candle doing this. That's it.
For sure.
And so if the first half of this daily candle, we're accepting above it. Well, what are we doing? We're watching this daily candle being accepted above the first half. And so now we're watching the rest of that bullish body be created.
Yeah, I see. Okay, cool. Someone said, Dodgy, wake up. Bro, I woke up at 6:30. I already hit the gym. I already showered. I don't think I understand. Like, to be a trader, you got to be a robot. Like, I'm like totally locked in. Like, I'm really robotic. I think like an algorithm, bro. So I try not to get too excited.
That's how you got to be.
I literally just come in like I'm like robotic. I think like an algorithm. I pretend like I'm a robot, and then I manage my risk. Convince Austin to get a dude. My keyboard's amazing, isn't it?
What kind of keyboard you got?
Dude, it's like this creamy like keyboard from like Japan. It's like,
Oh, is it one of those with like?
Ready? Can you hear it?
That's pretty clean.
Yeah.
I dig that.
So, yeah. Someone said, what time frame would you be looking at to determine the bearish reaction? Probably 4 hour. Daily is going to be too long, so I'd watch the 4 hour candle. Honestly, the dream scenario today would be go up, get a 10 a.m. reversal right at this 893 high. But again, I don't know if we're going to get the reversal. We'll just have to watch price when we hit it. So, yeah. And this is one of those days where, like, if I'm wrong about the bias, which I don't think I am, I'm just not going to short. So it's either going to be a no trade day for me, or like if we dump, I'm just not going to short. There's no way, because I hate going against my drawn liquidity. So yeah, it's just kind of one of those things where I have an objective, it's a line, I have a box for my invalidation zone, and then I kind of just look for price to go up here. So
It's pretty awesome that you think that way.
Yeah, I really try not to overcomplicate it, and like I just have years of screen time to back up what I think. So
Yeah, man.
it's like so hard to teach screen time to people.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Really?
And like I say, everybody has an amount of money that they have to lose in the markets before they start taking it as a profession. And when I worked investment banking, it was like the same thing. Like you had to put your screen time in. Like when I was helping with the T1 life cycle of a trade, it was like you're talking to all these traders across all hedge funds, all capitals, all types of markets. Like, and it was the same story. Like how do you do your training? How do you train up your traders? And it's all like
Yeah.
3 years of smacking them upside the head. That's how we train up our traders. And it's the same thing with retail. And like the cool thing that you just said is like you don't need everything. You just need your one kick and to master it 1,000 times. And that's the you make decisions around that one kick every single day. Like you make the same kind of decisions around that one kick, and that's all you need.
Exactly. If I'm right, open should literally just straight up pump. I mean, we're holding a 15-minute gap as well. Is anyone in my chat in this 3-minute long here? It probably would have been break even, right? You're in, Granny. And this is a pretty good play. Just I was obviously at the gym when this happened, but if like what I mean, in order for me to get a player now, I need to see like a Judas swing or something like that. We'll see. If we just straight up pump it open, which by the way, you know how like so Austin, I don't know if you know this or have seen this before, but like if you've been training for years, you know how like Mondays are usually like choppy or bad? We always get one Monday of the month usually that just like expands one way. Like you ever like see a Monday like that where like everyone's like, oh, don't trade Monday, and then we just like get insane price action.
One clear signature of that is if we make a low. If we make a really good low on like at 9:30 on a Monday, because then think about contextually what you're trading. You're trading an index fund.
Yeah.
Is it programmed to go higher or lower? It's obviously programmed to go higher more than it is because it's retirement accounts. It's where people put their money.
Yeah.
So when we make a good low of day, exactly what you're saying, that's like the common signature I've seen is if we have like a really good directional Monday, it's when we pretty much do the opposite of what we're doing today.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe this could be a Monday where we get a good move.
My favorite ones are the ones where like we have a big news catalyst the day before and everybody's like, it's going to be tight. And then they just rip it.
Yeah. Yeah. Always think opposite.
Well, to your point, Dodgy, you know why we use probabilities and statistics, at least for us, is to myth or what's the word I'm trying to figure out? Like myth bust. We myth bust a lot of these. Yeah, we debunk. Like when people say, oh, this is
high probability
or low probability, but what do you mean? What are you talking about?
Show me the numbers. Show me the numbers. If it's high probability, I should be able to see it in the numbers.
See this like down candle right here that we just got? Like that would be perfect. That would be a perfect candle to open. And then if we went back up and inverse this, that's the play I take 100%. I mean, it doesn't look like right now because this gap was kind of closed a little bit, but.
So to answer the person in the chat asking about the SMT on ES and NQ, listen, whenever NQ and RTY is leading, like RTY is up 74 basis points today and NQ is up 0.3. Like you don't fade that. Like you absolutely don't fade the market, right? When the tech and the junk is bidding, like you don't fade in until it becomes obvious.
We call that the false. And there you go. See, there's another cool example. We call that the false scenario on the Judas. Exactly what Dodgy was talking about. We just have different names, bro. That's really it.
So tell us about your trading journey, Dodgy. Like
my trading journey.
I see that you get like some flack online for trading micros, and listen, I'll high five you all day long for that.
Dude, I do not trade micros, bro. That's just a joke. I trade micros on funded. I trade minis on my personal. It's just like I just posted the engagement farm, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, if anyone believes that, they're just dumb or just can't trade. But yeah, I mean, I started like 6 years ago, and I was a dishwasher for like 4 years, and I was trading like during when I was dishwashing. I was trading in college, and then I started with penny stocks. I was profitable right off the bat with penny stocks, and then I became unprofitable with options, and then Then I got in the futures, and I was like an early futures trader. It was like futures trader. There was not a lot of futures traders when I started trading futures. I followed this guy named Spy Guy way back in the day, and yeah, I know the 15-second long sprinting. I saw it. I followed this guy named Spy Guy back in the day, and one time he tweeted, like he always tweeted futures, and it like looked really complicated. So then one day I checked it out, and I'm like, wait a minute, like, this is kind of, it looks better than options, because you can be, the thing with options is I would be right about moves, but I lose money because of data, and also it's partly my fault because I gambled 0 DDEs. But then I got in the futures, got in the prop firm, started a live account, and then I obviously started watching ICT. I figured out on my own inversions. I didn't really learn that from ICT, and I figured it out because I was taking the 2022 model all the time, and it kept failing on me. And then every single time it would fail and like go way the other direction. So I just created it into my own model, and then it just blew up. So that's kind of what and then now I'm here,
You found your one kick, bro. That's all you need.
I kind of like, I had a higher loss rate than win rate. So I'm like, okay, let me just flip it and take the fail 2022 model. And then I'm like, okay, there's still got to be like a method for me to do this. Like I couldn't just take every fail 2022 model. And that's where I created my rules, like taking like singular gaps, when every gap breaks, like still needs to have a good draw on liquidity, etc. And I'll say the biggest thing for me, bro, which made me the most successful, is just I'm really good at knowing the draw on liquidity. So like that just helps a lot. So yeah.
What gives you, when you say draw on liquidity, what is when you're looking for it, what gives you a distinction between what a good versus a bad one would be?
I always look for engineer liquidity. Like engineer liquidity, it's like the main thing I look for. So like every single time we have stacked highs, like that to me is like light bulb. Like look, we have these stacked highs here.
Okay, so it's just a bunch of wicks like conglomerated in a tight area.
Literally, yeah. That's all I look for. If this high was like this, do you think I'd be targeting this right now?
If that high was higher than the other high?
Yeah. Do you think I'd be targeting this?
I don't know. You tell me, bro.
No, I'd be looking for shorts. Why would I target a high that took out all these other highs inside this rally gap? This is just a horrible draw on liquidity now.
I got you, because it already took. Okay.
Exactly. So like, because it looks like this, I know this is a good draw on liquidity.
So you want to see something funny, Dodgy?
Yeah.
This is example number 783 that we all speak the same language, just different accents. So what you call liquidity, I call them footprints. That's it. Okay. So I look on the hourly chart, and you went to the hourly too, right? So
it's an hourly, 4-hour, daily, any time frame shows it. Time is fractal. Even the 15-minute showed it.
And the only reason I go to the hourly, it keeps me sticking to one thing. It's not like the hourly special or anything. But
no time frame is really special, to be honest.
Yeah. So when I go to the hourly chart, I look at where the current bid and ask is. And if I'm looking at where, either a catalyst for a short scenario, or if we break through it, the continuation for a long, same exact thing you're saying. So here's the bid and the ask. So I just want to see all the wicks that have not been hit yet. And when I say not hit, I mean filled by a candle body. So you see, like if I look at all these wicks here, if I keep tracing all these wicks and then boom, I'm interrupted by a candle body. And then so if I'm looking for wicks to the upside, like what you're saying, I'm going to keep tracing all of these wicks until I get interrupted by a candle body, which would get me to exactly the wicks you're looking at right here.
Yeah, exactly.
And all this shows me, I don't care what you call it. I don't care if this was market makers, algos. I don't care. I just know that people with way more money than me in a 60-minute time pulled price up, and then before it closed, pulled it back down. And so if I want to see,
so that's where the stop losses are.
Well, if I want to see where just an area of just, objectively, are we going to do the same thing we did back here, or are we going to break through it and continue? This is my area of where I call it a footprint. The reason why I call it a footprint is, if you're in a forest and you see a giant footprint, you're not going to be like, oh, there's a dog around me. You're going to be like, okay, well, what animal is beside me, right? Like that has this giant footprint. Same thing here. They're just leaving a footprint.
Yeah, I got you.
Drez says till you meet the 12-hour. You like the 12-hour Drez or Dodgy?
There's no. 12 hours is gonna tell me the same thing as a 4 hour. So.
Yeah, Drez is in our community. He really likes trading off the 4-hour midpoint of wicks.
Yeah, I do. I use those for reactions. It's like their rejection block.
Drez is a big ICT trader too. He likes like.
Yeah, it's a consequent encroachment. He probably trades a wick, which I love doing that. Like, for example, like, remember I talked about how, like, if this wick was like this, I would be looking for shorts here. Where'd I be looking for shorts? I'd be looking for shorts at the CE right here. But obviously that's not the case, because this would be a protected high if this high took out this other high. So, all right, open in 5 minutes. This is actually kind of nice. So for my chat, why is this kind of nice that this is happening? Yeah, because it's like a Judas, and it can actually give us an opportunity to get in. Because if we just straight up pump, there's no way we can get in. So,
dude, we're looking. I love this, bro. I swear.
why?
I love it, dude. Because all the you get the social media bullshit, right? The social media division. Oh, you trade this, you trade that. At the end of the day, dude, we're looking at an X and Y axis and OHLC data points. And what you just said, where you call it a Judas and this down move before the up move, is exactly what we do. We just call it different stuff. We call this low right here, the New York 1 low. And if we take this New York 1 low first, you and I are on the exact same page, because now we're expecting a new high of day.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like if we just pump, I can't do anything. I'm just not going to chase price. Dude, someone in my chat just said, pay $1,500 for a boot camp from this guy to find out I have a free one on YouTube. Dude, I will always preach watching YouTube for free first. And then experience really just is like joining a live room after watching YouTube is smart, but don't buy a boot camp or don't buy an actual course. If you're going to buy something, buy live trading. Would you agree with that, Austin?
I'm 50-50 on it. I'm 50-50 on it because it all depends on the intent of what you're doing.
Yeah, true.
There's a lot of free content, but then there's also a lot of free content that's bullshit. And so if we want to use that argument, we also got to look at both sides of the coin. And if somebody has experience, but then now here's the key. Here's the big key. And this is why I like you versus a lot of people. If you trade it live and demonstrate the material you teach, that's the value. There's no value in just a static PDF boot camp video. If you can't see think of it like this. Do you learn, Dodgy, what sport did you play? You played tennis, right?
Tennis, soccer, football, basketball, baseball.
Did you go watch a YouTube video on how to do that? Or did the trainer that taught you, did they go and actually show you?
No, the trainer showed me and I just played
exactly. So that trainer could build a PDF to say, here's how to be a perfect tennis player. Here's how to get a perfect stats, whatever. But like, you still need to see the technique over and over and over again. And you need to see the person training you be under stress. There's no value in just putting an RR tool here and saying, this is what I would do if I can't see how you specifically articulated that trade in the live markets when, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. That's the value.
Yeah, I got you. I like this 2 minute long here if we get it. The R is pretty high. 7R. What's the volatility like today? Oh, wow. Volatility is pretty low today. VIX probably down.
The first thing I wait for is I wait for market to open, and then I take the high and the low of 930.
Yeah.
And then I want to see how large 930 is. So if I just like drew a box to represent that.
Yeah.
So if 930 is around 0.5 like this, then anything above 930, if it aligns with what we're seeing here, I'm long. You know, another thing too, Dodgy, that is like at the end of the day, what we do is, what's your opinion on people trying to be overly perfect?
That used to be me. I used to try to like find a perfect trade every day, and because of it, I wouldn't take trades. I'd like have to have everything aligned. And one lesson I learned from JCap is sometimes you just got to take the trade. You know, maybe you're missing one confluence, but you just got to, at the end of the day, like the trade, you have to trade. And like if it's like close to perfect, but it's not quite perfect, you know, sometimes still take it and just manage your risk, and whatever happens, happens, you know. So
You know,
I you know, the old me tried to be perfect every trade, but you know, the new me doesn't really try to be perfect. So it looks like this entry is going to be invalid, guys. That sucks. Even the 30 seconds invalid here. But again, I like this. I think we're just going to pump here to open and just go up into my draw liquidity. So, I mean, there's going to be probably a breaker block model here too, but obviously that's not my model. But if you want to get in based off this, I guess you could.
yeah, we're short, by the way. So we took, and by short, not a trade, but we took this low, and look, this false right here is about to go. We're about to go false, meaning we take this high, which is exactly right here. We're now, if we go false, we're due for this short false high of day by 1330 to 1345. So if we close below, there we go, boom. If we close above here, I'm long. Stop loss is going to be about 75% of 930.
Yeah, all I know is we're going to the 893 level, but I don't. For my model personally, I mean, I can't get in unless I trace here and look at eval account. So,
well, we trade a little bit different. You trade a close of a above or below inverse fair value gap. I'm more of a breakout style trader.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great breakout trade in my opinion.
Yeah, we got 20 seconds left. I'll wait for this 1 minute close.
Yeah. All right. Well, so you're gonna long here?
If we get a close, above here, if this 1 minute above 930, which is at 832, we got 5 seconds left.
Okay. Nice.
2. All right, I'm long.
Nice.
Stop is going to be 75% right here. And I'm going to scale out my first position at 0.1%. And then I'm going to let the rest run for 945. Cash flow TP is at 860. And Dodgy, if you have a trade or anything, please interrupt me. I don't get upset.
Yeah, I'm taking a long here in eval.
Okay.
But I can't long on my live account because it's invalid. And I'm not going to take any partials. I'm just going to target 893 and get out when we hit it. Also, Austin, I don't see how far up this candle close was. It just makes a stop loss and RR for me way worse than what it could have been. It could have been a 4 or 5 hour trade, but now it's only going to be a 1.3 hour trade for me. You know?
Mm-hmm. I don't really use R.
Yeah.
I just use the probabilistic price movement.
Yeah, I got you. By the way, I'm going break even at. I'm going to go break even at the CE of this wick up here from the 5th. CE, the 4 hour wick. That's gonna be my break-even point.
Mickey, you take anything?
Yeah, man, I'm long. I'm targeting previous day high. I'm in 1 mini. I call it the 930, 10 basis points off the 05.
Yeah, we rejected 0.1 pretty hard there. Let's see if we reload.
Now, for people in my chat, okay, if we came down to this 30-second, we swept this low, and we got like another, maybe 30-second or 1 minute inversion here, would this be a live account play? Yes or no? Yes, 100%. Right. If we got this 1 minute inversion off of this gap, we formed the 930. That would be something I'd be willing to take on a live count, not eval. Right. So this would be way better. Okay. So this is what I'm looking for a live count play. If we don't get the inversion though here and we just dump, then am I going to do anything? Or am I just going to sit here and look and be a real trader and just watch price? Yeah, I'm just going to sit in my hands literally.
So what I do, Dodgy, is because I think you use highs, right, to scale out. Like
Yeah.
I think you say internal highs. That's what you call it.
Yep.
So I use high probabilistic price movement. Okay,
Yeah.
so this candle close right here above 930, we have around a 70 to 80% probability of just purely no. I don't care what we do overnight, who's in office, what news is happening. 70 to 80% of the time, we're going to take at least minimum 0.1%. And so if I get stopped on my full position here, now I get to at least have one more opportunity if we fail.
Yeah,
but then the other side of the coin is I get to de-risk a lot of my position and cash flow the move just like how you do.
Yeah. Yeah. If usually like if a setup fails and we go retake the low, the play's just like higher RR anyways for me. Like let's say there's a loss and then we go retake the low and then we get another V shape. Usually it's just higher RR. So
just tick deny my cash flow too. I think we
you see ES and YM.
Oh, don't even get me started
Dude,
on YM.
Dude, we're really uncorrelated right now.
Don't get me started on YM.
ES and YM straight dumped off open, bro. And for anyone new, this is bad. You don't want to see this uncorrelation. So
RTY is my arch nemesis right now.
yeah.
RTY moves so clean off 930.
Nice, Max.
How can I see/tell when volatility is on in queue? Are you asking about VVIX, Henrix? Will you get a P12 mid tattoo if we go there, Dodgy?
No.
That's funny. Yeah, just type in VVIX on TradingView, Henrix. You'll see it. VVIX. If we lose this 50% of 930, I'll cut this trade. We need to see if we can hold this.
Dude, we're not even forming it. We're not even forming any bearish gaps to the downside right now, which is kind of not a good sign either. Because then I have no way to get in.
This is why we just let the trade do its thing. Hey, see you later, Alpha. Have a good day, bro.
The problem with this 30-second inverse is just way too many candles by now formed. And even if we inverse it now, you're just taking a gap on the other side of the curve. It's just like an eval. This would be another eval play. Definitely not something I take in my live account. I'm only taking my live if we like got an inversion from here, which we have 0 inversions right here. So not really much we can do. But it's just part of trading. You just sit here and do nothing until we get something. So.
All right, if we lose this 50% and I get stopped on this trade, I'll be looking for the firecracker move to P12 mid. There we go. We lost the 50%. I'm out. Now I want to see, since we have this instat high at 930, we close back below 930. I'll give myself a second shot.
Would I ever take shorts? No, I would never short today. If we dumped 500 points right now, I could care less. I just won't take a trade.
I'll take them for you, man. Don't worry.
Dude, we're not even getting any inversion. Just like low volume. MMJD, like I know we're getting a bearish reaction, but I mean I don't really care that much.
This is what I was telling you, Dodgy. Look at this. Hive day at 933. Now I'm going to see, do we follow through? If we follow through, I'll take your shorts for you.
All right. Hey, good luck on shorts. All I know is I'm not shorting today.
But if we get back above, I will try for this long again. I give myself 3 attempts on this move.
Okay. So you do like max 3 trades a day or what?
Max 3 attempts at 930. If I can't get a 930 trade, then I'll look at how we form the 10 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
But then that's about it. I mean,
yeah, gotcha.
3 max 4 trades a day is what I typically do.
Makes sense.
Like I said in my war game, I'm stopped out now. I'm longs only as well today. Like I'll look at price response around the P12 mid, the Asia mid, maybe a new day low, but
all right, we just took out the 930 wick. Hopefully we maybe get an inversion here, but if we don't, again, can't do anything. We have like a tiny 30-second, but it's just not that obvious. And this is a pretty low volume right now. There's a lot of little volume imbalances and doji candles on the 30-second, which means it's just low volume today. So it's just going to be harder to form an inversion. We do have a 3-minute here, maybe. I like this 3-minute. If this was a soup in hindsight, then we inverse this 3-minute. That's something I'd take maybe. But
We get it closed below this 930. We got 4 seconds left. Nope, no close. Okay, this was an ugly 930.
all right, beautiful reaction there. Look at that reaction. This is very bullish. Look at this. We're about to form a CISD2. That candle is beautiful. Now we just need to like a CISD or something here. Maybe a 1-minute. Again, still no inversion. Yeah, you can take it on eval if you want. I'm still on my longs on eval. I just full ported them.
Jesus Christ.
I bought so many evals for the sales. I'm mainly going to trade them last 2 weeks of December or when there's bad price action. Last 2 weeks of December, I'm not trading my live account. I never do. Yeah, the 30-second here is great, guys. It's just invalid because we hit the internal high. All right. Obviously, when we had the 30-second inversion, but we hit the invalidation point, which is going to be here because that's where we would have gone break even. If you're like super confident longs, take it and then just go break even here. It's up to you. But
Yeah, if we get a close above 930 here, this would be another beautiful one because now if we have this high of day at 933 and then we get back above 930, then this is what we call exchanging in, a good high of day for a bad high of day. And then the final high of day time is either noon or end of day. So that would be the final confirmation is just a close. Just got to get out 930, bro. Danny, good morning. What's up, Danny? I can't see Dodgy's screen. You want to see Dodgy's screen? Dodgy, tell us what you're looking for right now.
I'm looking for any sort of long right here, whether it's an inversion or a good CSD or something. But yeah, I like this reaction in hindsight on this 930 low. That's pretty bullish. But now I just need like a model or something, or breaker or inversion or something. And there's no inversion on the 1 minute. There's no inversion on the 2 minute. So not really much I can do here. The only thing I see is a model, a CSD maybe, which is not my model, but that would probably tell me we're going to go up. So if we close above this down close candle at 941, I would be bullish. Yeah, there's a 30-second inversion, but again, for those who know my model in depth, this is invalid trade for me because when this 30-second closed, we hit the break-even point. So now we have nowhere to go break even, so I don't take this. Okay. Type 1 if that makes sense.
2.
The 5K indicator account challenge was just unprofitable. I got it to like 6K and then I went back down to 4K. So I just deemed it unprofitable and just stopped doing it. It just proves that you can't trust an indicator to just take trades. You have to actually think and have it draw on liquidity and be subjective. So, I mean, it already proved what I already knew. So, again, very much failing to close above this 941 candle. So until that happens, I don't think we go back to the high from 933. But
yeah, this isn't what we typically like to see with 930. Do you use so this is something we use too, is the 945 candle.
okay. I love the 930 wicks. Like every single time you put in a 930 wick, I think it's a great level to use.
Like the high and the low?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what this gold box is.
Only if it's like a swing high or swing low though. So like I didn't like the 930 high today. I only like the 930 low because it's the swing low. And it like stands out to me versus the high just doesn't. So I don't think, like, to me, like that has no value.
Gotcha.
So. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, YM has a banger setup right now.
All right, we're getting bearish distribution. If we get a close below here, I'll take this short. Really good high day at 933. Just got to get outside 930, and that's going to give me my final decision.
So you're going to short if what?
If we get a close here, we got 30 seconds left on this 1 minute. Now, it also depends on how big this breakout is. If we get a giant breakout, I call it an FU candle. We just
Okay.
Obviously, if I can't define my risk, right, that's the first question for any trader.
All right, London lows have been swept. We just retraced in the new week opening gap. This would be another potential long spot if we get an inversion. If we don't get an inversion here, what do we do?
Yeah, no, this is no trade for me. I got to wait for a pullback.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, we do nothing. Okay, we sit on our hands. You can play the Wordle, you can play Fortnite. I don't care. But if we don't get an inversion here, then it's probably going to be a no trade day for me.
Yeah, this is bearish. And look at this. So this is what I was telling you right here. So obviously this is a no trade. I can't define my risk no matter how beautiful this looks.
Yeah, it's such a big close. It's such a big close
we
down.
accepted, but this 0.1% is a very high probability. So now if we pull back, I want to park my risk right here at this 25% of 930.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to get at least 2-2.
Do you ever have people in your chat that's like, they say like something at the beginning of stream, like, oh, if we do this, we're definitely going to do this. And then when it happens, they're like, I told you. And like, I'm like, bro, like, I don't care what anyone tells me. Like, I trust myself. And if I don't get what I want, then that's fine. Like, I always tell people there's always going to be someone on both long and short sides. So there's always going to be someone that's right. Right. And there's always going to be someone wrong. You're shorting
the smart thing is you didn't trade based off of what they said. Like, 'cause at the end of the day, right? Like, I got probability. We trade pure probabilities, like levels, right? Like, so, and it's like at the end of the day, it's up to your individual business plan. Like the ESPN broadcaster, the flyboys, they come and go like the wind. Can you sustain the account for quarter over quarter? Can you make the same decision every year, every day? And that's how you sustain being in the markets.
Yep. All right. We got an A+ long set up here, guys. We just swept new week opening gap. We have a beautiful 30-second. This actually looks beautiful here. So I'm going to long if we get this. And then break even is going to be here.
Yeah, so really nice bounce off of previous day mid. Really nice bounce. And this is the high probable reversal time. We already saw that we don't have to make a new low day today. We can, definitely, but it's not necessary.
Yep. Someone asked what I'd rate this. I'd rate this A+ because we tapped into an hourly. We tapped into the week opening gap. We swept liquidity. We have a little LRLR above right here. What do you guys rate this LRLR on a scale 1 to 10?
2.
Now, if we don't get this 30-second inverse, what do we do? Nothing.
We short with Austin.
Yeah, you can short with your short's still valid here. We haven't inversed for the longs yet, so your short's.
Dodgy, don't you dare try to give me confidence. I know my shorts are valid.
All I'm saying is if we inverse this 30-second to the upside, your short's gonna be kind of cooked. But hey, man, we haven't yet, so you're good.
That's what stops are for.
Yeah.
See, that's another thing is people get too caught up. Like people get too caught up in being wrong. I don't trade to be right.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that probabilities. This is another reason I use probabilities. I know that historically, over 5 to 10 years of data, we make a 70 to 80% hit off this 0.1% minimum.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the extended move off 930, that's even more stupid we could get into. So I don't have to worry about, just like how you trade inverse fair value gap. I'm sure you know a base level accuracy of how you trade. You don't have to worry about when you take a trade. Is this the trade that's going to get stopped at? No, it's a trade. It is. You ever heard of John Rambo?
Yeah.
John Rambo. It's just a fucking trade. It's not a marriage. It's not a commitment. Like too many people are scared of just sharing their screen and being like, all right, this is the trade. Is it going to get stopped? Who cares? It's a trade. It's one trade.
For sure. Yeah, I always tell people, trade the data, trade the statistics, you know?
We never get that. That's funny. Yeah, you can't make money. We call it sports broadcasting. You can't make money sports broadcasting, man.
You can be right over and over again, but you ain't making no money.
I guess one thing I would have, because Dodgy, you said that is like, if anybody's listening that is like that, where they're like, told you, or what, like, dude, what are you doing? Like, are you here to make money, or are you here to just
exactly. Anyone who says like, "Oh, I told you this would work," like
I want to see it over the next 100 trades.
they're
The exact
not
every
here to make
day.
money, dude, I swear.
I want to see it every day, the exact if-then statements, and I'll tell you if it makes money over the next 100 days.
Yeah.
like, show me your previous quarter, not a single trade, and then I'll tell you if you told me.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me see a quarter's worth of trades without a single blown account.
Yeah, literally. What's the stop loss on this? Stop loss, 43 points. Pretty hefty. What are my chart colors? White, green, and black.
Damn it, that's why I got stopped out today.
What? Oh, yeah, because your chart colors were different. Exactly.
I didn't prepare.
Yeah. All right, question for my chat. Is momentum good or bad right now?
Good.
Maybe good for shorts, but
Dude, I'm 3 for 3 for these questions. What do I get, Dodgy?
you get a eval certificate you can hang on your wall.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, momentum right here is very bad. This is not bullish at all. You know, how many times have we seen trades where we form this down move and then we V-shape up almost immediately and it works very instantly? A lot, okay? And those tend to be winning trades. So now that we've taken 50 million candles inverse, it's just becoming lower probability by the minute. Okay, that's all that's happening here. Now, if we got a candle that looked like this, then I still think that would be a good setup. But if we just kind of grind up here and then like kind of just close over like this, probably just an eval play. But again, this is just getting worse and worse by the minute. But yeah, we could get if we do reverse here, I would consider this a 10 a.m. reversal as well, which would be good. So, but again, if we don't get an inversion here, then looks like Austin's gonna win. So
We don't win, Dodgy.
we lose.
We don't lose either. You can't win or lose if you just say, I think this looks good. Then you're never wrong.
Exactly. You can't win or lose if you're like, I'm looking for shorts and longs today.
Hold on. Look at my screen. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I feel like we're going short.
Yeah, it's just like a vibe, you know?
Like, dude, there's this. Have you seen this product that's coming out now called vibe trading? You heard people talk about vibe coding. It's now vibe trading.
Yeah, I love vibe trading, man.
Break even at that point. What are you asking? F 4768. Trade the spreadsheets.
So from a data perspective, we've ran the numbers using the hourly and the 930, and there's only 4 possible scenarios that in 4 types of market environments that can happen. So right now, we're set up for either 10 o'clock rejecting this footprint or doing a sweep and then being directional for the rest of the hours in the day to the upside, or that we're just going to sit here and range around the 930 the rest of the day. And so the characteristic that we look for is 930 to 10 o'clock. Like, what is it doing? And like right now it's giving us that DMP, meaning that like once 10 o'clock goes and we start getting back above the 930, we're not expecting any hourly lows to get taken out. If hourly lows, if we just keep swiping 10 o'clock, this 930 price, like then we're expecting a range 1 where 4 or more hours we'll just make out with this 930 price. And so we're expecting the range. But yeah, his is trash. Obvious isn't here yet.
I know what was missing on my chart to make this 0.1% get hit.
What's that?
Does this help?
There you go. Now price would definitely go there.
This is an inverse dodgy. We have a inverse dodgy gap right there.
I love inverse dodgy gaps. Dude, that actually be sick. If I could like make a zone like that's like holographic with my logo and put it on the inversion when we got to play, that'd be sick.
Dude, anything's possible now with AI and this code stuff.
Yeah, literally. I guess. I should look into that.
You can't do it with, you can't use images in PineScript, but you can manipulate text. So if you could somehow get a wizard developer to like make the text look like your logo.
Yeah, true.
Be possible. All right, we're opening up the 10 o'clock hour. The major risk for this trade now is, do we form the wick? So this is how we break down the hourly candles, Dodgy. So statistically, the first quarter minus the 9 o'clock hour, obviously market open. The first quarter of any hour statistically puts in the high or the low. This is just a very, very high statistic. So how we align this with live price. So number one, we're below 930. This is what I was telling you this morning. A monkey can, say, okay, if we close below, we're bearish. If we close above, we're bullish. So now we got to see, does 10 o'clock agree or disagree with this trade? If it agrees, we take out the 9 o'clock low in the 10 o'clock hour. And then do we continue in this first 15 minutes, so 10 to 10:15, or do we reject it? And that's exactly what I think you were saying, a 10 o'clock reversal. Yeah. So that's a very common signature is if you map out the high and the low of the 9 o'clock hour, so this is the low of the 9 o'clock right here. If this 10 o'clock hour takes this 9 o'clock low, and then by 10:15, we have a high up here and a low down here, then statistically this high is going to be the high for the rest of this hour, which lets me read price to say, okay, now for the rest of this hour, we're most likely, not guaranteed, most likely forming a bearish hourly candle. And so now I'm just thinking if bearish hourly candle, then it's a continuation to the downside. If we take the 9 o'clock low, suck back into into the 9 o'clock range, and then by 10:15 we take this high, then we're most likely forming a bullish hourly candle, which is against my trade.
Yeah, I got you.
So it's literally just what do we do in this first 15 minutes at 10 o'clock?
Okay, makes sense. Yo, who's bored right now? Type 1 if you're bored. Because this is what trading is. Trading is boring.
Dude, when we're in a trade or we're just waiting for something, we talk about the craziest things.
Do you like get off topic like when price action sucks?
Oh God, dude,
it's like
anything and everything.
I hate when I get off topic when price action sucks, but it's like symbolism. It's like, okay, price action sucks. We're gonna talk about this. You know what I'm saying?
There's only so much you can talk about with the candles. Like, do you guys want us to sit here and go to the 1 second chart? All right, we're bullish. We're coming up. We're taking out the 771. Oh, all right, we're 770. We can't hold 770. 770 bidding again. We're going to go up. Nope, down. Like, what do you want us to do?
All right, we got pretty good momentum here in the 30-second. Let's see if now, because, we haven't inverse this 30-second when I wanted to, I would wait for the 1 minute and 30-second close to long now. So and don't forget to combine, draw the 947 gap too. I know it's tiny as hell, but combine that with the 948 one. But yeah, if we get this, I still like the look of it. We just need a good candle. If we don't get a good candle that closes above this, I'm not taking it. I want to be convinced. Okay. What can we expect for tomorrow and Wednesday? Because the FOMC, I don't know. It's different every time. I used to be like, always expect bad price action before FOMC, but then we get good price action sometimes. So I'll kind of just take it slow, see how, the volatility is, see if we're like expanding one direction, see if there's an easy draw on liquidity. And, I might size down a little bit, but not really much is going to change. But
what do you define as bad price action?
Bad price action is price action that goes like this. And just like has no no what's the word? No drive to like get anywhere. It's just like it's almost like it's lost in a jungle and like doesn't even know what it wants to do. Like this. I don't know. That's what I would say bad price action is. Honestly, this is pretty good price action. Like price clearly came alive, hit the new week opening gap, and now it's trying to reverse. So it's like it kind of has meaning right now. Versus there'll be some days where like it just won't even try to do anything. It'll just go like this, and then just like there'll be a draw on liquidity on both sides. It doesn't know what it wants, and I just stay out of that.
So we range.
Yeah, of course you can take like the mini scalps inside the range, but that's not how I trade. So another man's treasure a man's trash is another man's treasure. Some people like the range trading, but I don't really like doing that.
So that's what Mickey was talking about earlier is we break down the day in 4 basic classifications. And that's range 1, range 2, DMP, DWP. So you're like range 1 is what you're saying is like a bad price action. That's what statistically we do more than we don't.
Yeah, true. By the way, guys, there is a 1 minute short down here to the downside if you are bearish, which I like this play. You could argue that we swept this high here. Let's see, there's an SMT. Yeah, there's an SMT inversion here. And we have like a nice drawn liquidity wick here. So if you're bearish, this would be a play I'd probably take. But obviously I'm not bearish, so why would I touch this? So I just want to point that out, but I'm standing for this.
Read the tape, bro. S non. What tape? Give me a tape. Cassette tape? What tape? What tape are we reading?
Yeah. Dude, someone just asked me to trade their Top Sub account because they're down in the day. That's funny.
Somebody asked you that?
Yeah. 30-second? Nah. How's a peptide stack going? I'm starting them today.
Oh, what are you using?
Retta, Glow, and Testosterone.
Josh, are you in here? So we have somebody in the community. He has a PhD in this. Dude, anytime we talk about any of that stuff, bro, he goes off.
Yeah, I bet.
He's a big peptide guy. He loves peptides.
Dude, I'm not doing testosterone. Hell no. Will the hourly be bearish since we inversed to 1 hour? No and yes. I would say no because we're still holding this new week opening gap. And this is still an important zone to me. Like, it's obvious. It stands out. Like, if I back away 10 feet from my screen right now, I can see this new week opening gap. So the bodies are expecting it. So, like, this would still – if we got along here, I still think it'd be solid. So –
this is a really good comment, DB10. What's up, Dave? He says a huge key between the pack and Dodgy. They are both following their rules, and that's honestly why I like having people other than just Mick and I come up here and trade with us because, dude, I don't like echo chambers. Like, I actually enjoy when Dodgy is saying something against what I'm looking at because it's at the end of the day. We're not trading to win today. Like, if I have a red day today, cool. Like, I'm coming back tomorrow and trading again.
Yeah.
That's it. So this isn't looking good in terms of the 10 o'clock hourly candle for the downside. We have this low that we made here at 10:01. Okay, and so now we're going to see if this Q1 gets confirmed. So by 10:15, if we take this high or whatever high we make between, this is 15-minute candle, then if we take the high, most likely I'm on the wrong side of the market. If we take the low, then I'm on the right side and I can continue holding. So that's how I manage my trade.
When I take the trade, is my stop the same as the one I draw on the chart? No, I have a manual stop. So it could be here, it could be here, it could be here. Just depends. I kind of guesstimate a risk for like here, but I don't know.
How do you this is a good question. How do you determine your risk management?
I always take one. I mean, I don't know. It kind of balances out. So like when I take a trade, and I size for like here, sometimes we'll close here and I'll actually lose less than what I thought, and sometimes we'll lose more than what I thought, and it just evens out. Because it's not like I always have a manual or a stop loss in my head. I never actually place a manual stop loss.
But like, how do you determine how many contracts you're getting in versus more or less? Like, how do you determine your position size, all that?
I pretty much do the same risk per trade in my live count, and then for like fundeds, I just risk $200 every time in 50K, about $350 every time in 100K, 150K I'll go up to like 600. It just depends on the account size.
So you're not dynamic in terms of how big your stop needs to be.
Not really. Sometimes I will size up though, and like if I'm super confident, I'll size up, and if I'm like, okay, this is kind of a shit show, I'll size down a little bit. So
we got a question here. Stacks, what's up, bro? Austin Cap, we are below 930, but seem to be netting off the Globex and P12. What's your impression of this? We got to decide. That's my answer. And 10 o'clock's going to give us the hand, in my opinion. Either in the next 15, well, when this 10:15 candle is done, that'll be my answer. Is if by 10:15 we take this 9 o'clock low, we shit and get off the pot, then I'm expecting a bearish hourly candle, which is a 3-hour line. We call it a 3-hour line. But if we chop around here and fail to take this 9 o'clock low, then, pump back up to the upside, then we're going to do the apex, which is the choppy scenario. So we suck back into 930. So this, in the next 3-4 minutes, I'll give you a better answer. But we failed to get above the P12 mid, which is at 760.50. So that's a pretty big pivot point for the day for me. So if we can't get above 760.50, then, I mean, look at live price. Just let live price tell you what it's doing. Live price is number one, agreeing below the RTH open. I don't care how you look at price. A close is a close. And then number two, we're accepting below the midpoint of the overnight session, which is P12. So we're 2 for 2 right now in terms of acceptance to the downside. And so then I have to say, okay, well, what's the confirmation? What's the follow through for this acceptance to tell me if this is going to be a continuation or we could reverse? And that's 10 o'clock candle, first quarter. Which is this right here. This white line, this little 733.70. What's up?
Oh, sorry. Someone asked me what game I was playing. I'm playing Clash of Clans. I mean, trading's boring. You gotta find things to do, and you can't talk about price action.
We talk about tinfoil hat theories. We talk about freaking just goofy, bro. We talk about trading. I'd say, what do you think, Chad? Everybody here from the pack, I'd say we talk about like when the market's open, we're ready for a trade. We talk about trading maybe 20% of the time because we're just letting the trade play out.
Yes, sir. I'm maxed. Town Hall 18. Tradecopia has been bugging all morning for you. I already logged out of Tradecopia. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, I love Tradecopia. You been
Yeah.
using that?
Yeah, I loved. Yeah, it's awesome, dude. And like less problems than TradeSync because it is software based.
Oh my, bro. Do
So
you
I
know
know
how-
some, dude. I know
Go.
someone who was using TradeSyncer and blew like 30 accounts because it wouldn't let them close or some shit. I was like, damn.
Dude, it's just a breath of fresh air just to have some sort of software in this trading space that's not a fucking like giant look like elaborate. There's 700
Yeah, I know.
buttons. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, bro.
Yeah, Tradecopia is nice. It's clean. It's simple. I like it. And I don't really like. I never really liked Replicano. Replicano, dude, it took way too long to install. It was annoying. It was confusing. Like I don't know.
When you don't have to pay per account, like it's literally just like what, $30, $35, and it's
Yeah. Exactly.
Tradecopia. If you're listening, if you ever switch the model you have now from paying per account versus just what you have now, I will cancel. Like, I think that's the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah.
$10 per account or whatever, because that there was one trade copier I used to use, Traders Connect. It was like $15 or $20 per
Yeah,
account.
J-Bell.
All right, 10:15. Let's see if we take the low or the high of Q1. This is Q1 low.
It's probably gonna be no trade day from you guys. I mean,
All right, we took Q1 low. Now we just got to see if we follow through taking 9 o'clock low right here at 7:22. All right, there we go. We took the 9 o'clock low. So now the probability of my target right here, the cash flow portion of my trade, 716.50, is even higher. Now we just sit back. And this is what I call losing against the winning team. This is where, what's the one? So you, Dodgy, you asked me to do a psychology. Is your Discord listening?
No, they can't hear you.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't get it. I don't know why.
Well, Dodgy asked me to do a psychology session with his people. Here's the
My
biggest
metrics are
psychology
nice.
lesson you could ever learn. Let
What
the
is it?
fucking trade play out.
Exactly.
Stop over managing your trade.
Really, yeah. Why long? You would short? Okay, yeah, you can short here. If you want to short, you can short. I'm not telling you not to. If you want to short, be my guest, man. I mean, clearly shorts have worked all day today. Have we even got a single A+ inversion short set up? No. So I don't know what you would have shorted. I mean, we got this, but this would have been a break-even trade, and that's really the only thing. But again, even for shorts, we really haven't gotten anything, for my model at least. We have a little 15-second here. Not really, actually. Is it like a 30-second? You have a little tiny 30-second here, a little V shape. This plays out, that would be 20R. We got a 20R setup right now. So if you guys want to take this, feel free. Swap
The win rate of a 20R is like 10%, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Your stop loss is my TP. Let's go.
The win rate of my 20R trades are a little higher than 10%.
20%. 25.
67%.
Yeah, if you said 70, I would have said you were a liar, so you're good.
60, 69, 67%. It just depends on the month.
I didn't even try to make that stupid TikTok joke either.
Dude, I don't know how that 67 joke got popular. I'm not going to lie.
Dude, we're getting old, bro.
Did my indicator alert this?
Hey, see you later, Costa. I'm wrestling a 10-month-old.
Yeah, it says it's B+ on the 30-second Red Sea.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. A good D-, B+, somewhere around there.
Yep. Notice how if you're like looking at ES2, has there been any sort of breaker block, any sort of CSD, any sort of reversal other than like and any inversion? No, there just hasn't. No inversion, no CSD, no breaker. If you know ICT in depth and you're not seeing any other type of reversal pattern, do you really think we're bullish? Hell no, right? My condition for the rest of the day will be this giant 30-second. So bearish below it, bullish above it. So literally, I'm just going to base my bias off of this zone the rest of the day, and that's all I'm going to use. So gold, let me check.
Gian says Q1, we should see new lows. Yep, took Q1 low.
Gold looks mid. I mean, gold is good. It's just giant ass stop loss. For like, yeah, I don't know. Just giant ass stop loss for just a 1 hour trade. I would not take that. Yeah, so we're, like right now, this is 100% bearish because we're below, right? I would not try to long unless this broke. Simple. Again, if I turn off everything in my chart and I delete everything, is this a zone I can see when I back up way over here? Yes, it is, right? So that's just going to be my condition, you know?
Dodgy, do you know what I call this?
What do you call that? Ass?
I call this a giant ass stop loss.
Oh, okay.
Just
All right. Hey, man, we all have our own terms I don't know. 3 minute.
Dude, I'm having too much fun, bro. Oh man.
Is this a mech model? Dude, the mech model does not exist, but let's see. Technically, no, because we know 15-minute gap.
There we go. All right, first cash flow hit. So now this is what we do to manage risk. So
Do you move your stop to break even now or what?
don't you dare say that cuss word here. Watch your fucking mouth. All right, no, I'm joking. Let me let this load. You want me to tell you why I don't like break even stop loss? How many times have you taken a trade? You go to break even, it wicks you out just to continue.
I actually back tested that for years.
Well, let me caveat. It depends on how you trade.
Yeah,
right?
it depends on how you trade. Like when I get insane ass momentum, and all my trades that work always have insane ass momentum. So if I'm right, I'm right, and it's not coming to the break even. I hit my 2R or whatever I hit. Like
1,000%.
But if you're trading how you're trading, then I can see why.
Yeah, because I trade off probabilities, right?
Yeah.
So if I put this stop to break even, but I let the market breathe. Like I'm not sitting here putting my stop at the freaking, you know what I mean, like all-time high.
Yeah, for sure.
But I let the market tell me, and this is what I call I lose against the winning team. Now that we have every confirmation with how I view price, which is accepting below 930, we've taken the Q1 low, so now we're due for a new low in this hourly candle by 10:30 to 11.
Yeah.
Okay? And you trade ICT. What's ICT say? What's the macro? What is it? What's that? Doesn't he use macros? What's the
10:50 to 11:10?
Holy crap. What time did I say? 10:30 to 11. What do we statistically do? Statistically, we make the high in Q1, which is, if we're talking the 10 o'clock candle, 10 to 10:15. So if you're looking at my chart, this is statistically, statistics are not certainties. We could come back and live price could say, fuck your spreadsheets for the day. But this is statistically the remaining high for the rest of this hour. So this is Q1 high. And then if we relate this to ICT, well, your macro starts what? 10:50?
Yeah.
Statistically, we're going to make a high in Q1, a low in Q4. The second highest probability, though, is Q3. So that's why I just loop it into 10:30 to 11. And so now if I'm expecting a new low in Q3 to Q4, I'm going to let the remaining position, I got 3 more positions left. I'm going to let Q3 form, scale 2 more out at the highest probable price movement off of Q3. And then I'm gonna let the one run for the 11 o'clock hour, because then this is the final part of the edge dodgy that we use, which is called the 3-hour line. So the 3-hour line is, if you just take like a trend line tool, we're not using a trend line. It's just to demonstrate, like, we either do this or we do this.
Yep. Exactly.
So if 11 o'clock takes the 10 o'clock low, we're most likely doing this 3-hour line. So I'm going to let this 3-hour line do the damage for my runner.
Yeah, I got you. All right, guys, I'm logging off my live account here. Definitely did not log off like 10 minutes ago, but yeah, this is going to be a no trade day for me. Again, this is my last week trading my live account. Okay. Price action is going to start to really, really slow down. It happens every single December, right towards Christmas, because there's a lot of holidays and it's going to start slowing down. So I'm hoping to get at least 2 trades this week. And if I can get 2 trades, I'll be happy. So right now, it looks like we're going to head to this 25,650 level. A lot of trend line liquidity here to run, and then maybe we'll get a soup there, but it honestly doesn't matter because I'm going to go on a run or do something else. So I'll just come back tomorrow, but maybe we get this. If I get an alert from my indicator, I could end up taking a trade from this low. I'm going to set an alert, but this is where I think we go now.
What's that low? What price?
It's 25,651.25. It's like the bottom of this trend line liquidity.
651. That gets us to I'll say lower, because that's previous day low is all the way down here. 579.
Yeah, I mean 651 is very juicy.
All right, I'm taking one more contract off here at.
Bro, there's no point in covering here.
Excuse me?
Hey, I'm just saying there's no point in covering here.
No, I'm going to take one when we close this Q2.
Okay.
So whatever we do in this 15-minute candle, here's another cool little thing. Here's one little tip. If I could, do you like you said you don't really care about the time frame. So take this with you and just see. It could not do anything for you, dude. The first 3 to 4 minutes of any 15-minute candle, go and look at where the high, the low is made. And that's most likely the wick of every 15 minute. I don't care what 15-minute, unless it's around 9:30. The first 3 to 4 minutes of any 15-minute candle is significantly the higher the low. Okay, I see. So if you're looking for an inverse fair value gap of some kind, and you look in the 15-minute time frame and you see that we have a high here at 10:18, and you're looking for a short continuation, and like it's just an added little thing that you can say, okay, well, I'm on the right side of not just what I'm seeing, but statistics tell me that I'm going to be on the right side more than I'm not if I continue the same trade, 100 times.
Yeah, I got you.
We got a question in the chat. Jix. Hey, if you guys got value from this stream, if you like this, I haven't asked this at all, hit that like button. Share this if you wanted to see what, again, if you're new here, if you're coming in here for the first time, I want to do more guest traders. So Dodgy, if you're always welcome back as well. But if you want to come back and bring a friend, or you have another ICT friend you want to hang out with, let's do it. But my whole goal is to stop this bullcrap division, weird, toxic nonsense that social media does, because there is no division. We're all traders. It's a solo sport. Okay. That's not a team sport. We can all support each other. We can say, all day long, we care about each other, blah, blah, blah. And we can, but it's still my money and Dodgy's money, And so no matter how you look at price, no matter what you're doing, looking for price, you just have to sit here and do the same thing every single freaking day. If you change up every single day, what's going to happen? Your expectancy is going to change every single day. Your equity curve is going to look like an arrhythmia. You're just going to be all over the place. So that's all we do. And so I wanted to have people on here of different backgrounds. We've had, do you know JD Astra? He trades ICT.
We've had him. We've had JCap. We've had a couple of them on there.
Yeah, we're gonna and even so Jix asked, can you bring probable Chris back on? Absolutely. Like Chris is my dude. We're gonna have Chris coming back on here. We got Ike, 4X Ike. He's gonna be hopping on here at some point. He trades market structure and I forgot what else. I think
Negative R style trading.
Yeah, he uses negative R style trading. I mean, dude, we want to have. If you guys have anybody you would want us to get on, dude, invite them. Like, let me know. If you want to see me fade Dodgy again, let's have him come back out. This is all jokes. All right. We got people in here that apparently when you make jokes, that is a sign of hate. Sana has a question for Dodgy. Question to Dodgy: do you know and have Enigma and the algorithm? Raise the bar, Jay. Boom, I'm done, locked out. Not even mad that I didn't catch the rest of the move like my guy Cody. Good with enough, baby. Job, J-Bar. All right, Q3 is open. I'm taking one additional micro right here at the Q2 low at 656 even. Or not one. I'm at two, not one.
Yo, Austin, look at my screen real quick.
What you got?
Would you say this is a textbook play right here?
Textbook
inversion, right?
Well, I'm maybe a C plus.
Why C plus? But bro, my indicator alerted it.
If you look at that third candle, like zoom in on it, like zoom in really, really close on that third candle. And
so look at this. This looks like a trade I would take, right? Like if you went on Twitter, it should look like a trade I would take, right?
Yeah, like an inverse at the low of day.
Yeah, so I just told my chat this is a complete pattern trade because see how he left this low on the hourly? See how he came really close and just didn't touch it? So again, this is just a pattern trade because it doesn't go along with liquidity, right? This probably is like a 50% win rate versus this, right? A literal 10-point wick would make a difference here. Like I'd 100% long this from a live account if we took this low out, right? But because we failed to take this low, it's just a pattern trade. So I say these trades like this have like a 50% win rate. So yeah,
I call those little like whatever target you're looking for, especially if like on a higher time frame, and we just barely miss it like we're doing right there. I call those breadcrumbs.
Yeah, and then we go back to the breadcrumbs.
Yeah,
or we go back to the level. Like if we barely miss a level, we usually go back. So, like if this works out, great. I don't really care, right? It's just I know at long term taking stuff like this is just not profitable, so I just don't bother. I'd rather wait for like in this, how you said like you wait for something perfect. Like in this situation, I have to because I'm fading a low that just like barely got left. So I'm just I don't know. But 30-second short, not really. 30-second just doesn't look amazing here. Five-minute long, again, 5-minute long would be another pattern trade. If you take this 5-minute long, you're betting against us not going back to this low, which we literally came within like 5 points of, which is fine. You can do that. It has like a 50% win rate though, versus something like this based off of data and backtesting. If we did this would have like a 70% win rate. So it just depends on the RR you go to because obviously you can still be profitable with a 50% win rate. But so yeah. Yeah, exactly. Watching me live will fill all the gaps that my boot camp can't, because you need to like hear my lifetime thought process on stuff like this. Because like, you know, a lot of people in free chat are probably taking this long, which is fine, and you know they might print on it. But those same guys taking this long now are the ones in free chat complaining when they lose. So,
All right, we got 4 seconds left on this 15-minute candle here. So now if we take this high, I'm going to take 2 more off. Right there. So now I got 1 more position left. And this 1 more position is going to be if we continue this 3-hour line. So if we come to the downside, we take this low to make an in-stack Q3 to Q4 low for this 10 o'clock hourly candle. Then by 11 o'clock, I'm going to place my final TP at 0.1% below the 10 o'clock low. I won't make a comment on what's in the chat right now. We'll just leave that at that.
someone said, "What if we inverse the 10-25 minute?" Again, if we inverse the 10-25 minute, it's bullish. Like I'm not gonna lie, but it's still a pattern trade to me. When I'd rather wait for tomorrow and take a setup that would just look a little more perfect than this, right? I would just, again, I'm not gonna fade a play that already broke a week opening gap and let the sell side here. I have data to back up that we will usually go to the sell side, and if we don't, then it doesn't matter. I'm gonna go join my dad after this. I'm probably gonna go for a walk or do something, and you know I'll come back tomorrow. But good question. Rejection blocks are PD arrays? Yes, they are, but this is not a rejection block. This is engineer liquidity. This would be a rejection block right here. If we hit a wick like this, then this would be a rejection block, this whole zone, but it doesn't look like that. Because it failed to hit this low here, there's no rejection blocks here. All we have is engineer liquidity. And we obviously have FOMC on Wednesday, and sometimes before FOMC, this does happen where we will leave lows and highs and just not hit them until FOMC. But the market can do that. I'm just not going to take a trade, you know. Do I live in Brickell? No, I don't. No, I just completed the mentorship on YouTube, Tommy. What would I rate this 30-second confirmation short? B. This is not obvious at all. And we're not really delivering from anywhere. There's no like fair value gap delivery here. So
1.5%. What you mean, Drez? 1.5%.
Are we dealing from the? I mean, yeah, I guess you could argue we're dealing from the 5 minute, but again, it'd just be an eval play because look how low we are, dude. You're shorting a discount.
Discount to my TP.
Yeah, I don't short a discount. Or I try not to. 2 minute actually does look better. 2 minute looks better. I'll give you that. If you are going to be shorting a discount, short something obvious. If you're going to short a premium, it can be a little more unobvious. 2 minutes definitely way more obvious here, in my opinion. Exactly. Like TP just said, why are y'all fiending the trade? It's because they gamble, bro. They want to gamble. They want to feel the adrenaline of being in a trade. It's just how the human mind is.
But you got to think another thing too. A lot of people don't realize is you're so accustomed to growing up. You know, you got to get a job. You do this. You do that. Like we're accustomed to more work equals more return. But trading is just such an opposite thing, and you got to get out of that mindset of thinking like, just because I'm not in a trade, I'm not working. You know, you're not getting anything out of it.
Exactly.
Wingo says, look at the 15-minute chart. I think he was talking about your PD array rejection block. I don't know.
I am looking at 15-minute. There's no rejection block here, bro. I've traded for 6 years. This is not a rejection block. This is low resistance liquidity. If it was high resistant like this, that would be a rejection block. Because we'd be delivering from this for value gap. December. Yeah, this is not. I'm telling you, this is not a rejection block, dude.
Guys, final TP is at 610 even. If we just have an FU candle, cool. If we form a bearish hourly candle, so we take this Q2 low, then I'm just going to wait for the 11 o'clock hour and then let this trade run. It's the hardest thing in trading, it is. You know, and that's another thing, Shannon, what you said is like, I want you all to see, and that's another reason why I trade live. It's not to copy me, you know, like people that just watch streams to copy trade, you're no better than having a 9-to-5 job, because what are you doing? You're relying on somebody else to make you money. The whole point of trading is for you to make yourself money. And one of the reasons I find value in watching people trade live, well, when I was first starting out,
No,
the
not
first
live.
person,
I mean, if you want, for me, you know. Oh, sorry, Austin, keep going.
you're good, dude. I thought you were about to, dude, interrupt me if you're ever looking for a trade. I don't.
Nah, I was looking at this 2-minute short right now. You know, looks pretty good. But someone asked me like if I'd take them in live, and I'd only take this in eval because it's just so low. Like, if you're gonna need a live account, it had to have been closer to 930 when we were in premium. If you back test and you take the same exact trades in premium or discount, there's like a 30% win rate difference. Again, I just like Austin, like I still have stats, and just like I just remember like what works and what doesn't work. But why do I mark out every possible inverse? Because people like to hear my thoughts on them, right? Versus like when I say they're good versus when they're bad. If you want, I cannot mark out any inverse and only mark out the A+ ones, which means I only would have had to mark out one today. And other than that, I probably would not have said anything, and I would have just had my mic muted the whole time. Do you guys want that or what? I can do that if you want.
Rob them of the dopamine, Dodgy. Do it.
Like, if you want me to mute my mic and only mark out the A+ ones, I can do that. Or I can explain to you other ones and say why this is not great or why it's bad, you know. So, hey man, it's up to you. Where would the break even be in the 2-minute? I'd go break even at this low. So,
I really like how we're forming this Q3 to the downside.
yeah.
Here's an example of what I was saying too, Dodgy. Look, I think this is this an inverse fair value gap for you right here on the 1 minute?
2-minute. Well, yeah, the 1 minute too, but that's not obvious. I like the 2-minute better.
But okay, but to my point, you see how I said the first 2 to 3 minutes of any 15 minutes statistically is the higher the low. Well, look, we have a high at 1034 and then a low here. So if you're bearish, right? Like this is just value for your community. I don't know. If you go to the 2-minute chart and you see where you see it right here. So if this is an entry, again, John Rambo, it's just a fucking trade. Boo-hoo if you get stopped. But if you're looking for this and you are bearish, your bias is bearish, whatever you want to say, and where would you place your stop here?
Swing high.
Okay, perfect. Why? Because this, not only is it a swing high for you, but for me, this is an in-stat high for this 15-minute candle.
Yeah.
And look, we just took the low. So now this is even better of like you grade your inverse. This is a good, maybe not for your bias of the higher time frame, but for this specific 15-minute candle and where we're at within this hour, this is a beautiful scalp.
Yeah.
Beautiful scalp.
How would I rate the draw on liquidity? I think the draw on liquidity here is A+. I think this low is an easy draw on liquidity. But again, I already logged out of my accounts today because I didn't get what I wanted when I wanted. So I just wait for tomorrow now. Are there any months I don't trade my live account? Nah, only months I would say is the last 2 weeks of December and then maybe the first week of January.
Y'all thought I would never put a fair value gap on my chart, didn't you?
Hey, fair value gap, let's go.
Somebody said earlier, Dodgy, they were like, I thought you hated ICT. Why are you having Dodgy come on? I'm like, dude, we make jokes, bro. We don't sit here and like, you know how many people joke about me using spreadsheets?
Yeah, probably.
Like, I don't sit here and be like, they hate me. Oh my God. It's fucking jokes, dude. Stop being a fucking thinking that everything is a conflict. Like,
all right, give me 1 second. I have to make this Instagram video real quick.
Okay, tell me when to not.
No, you're good. I'm just gonna mute my mic.
All right. Hey guys, my name's Dodgy. Today we're gonna be. He probably muted the stream. Mickey, what you doing, bro?
What's up, man? I'm about to jump. I got a meeting at 11.
Yeah, I was wanting to see if we could get this runner, and then I was going to close it down.
Yeah. Other than that long that I took at 9:30, I have not touched the markets. It's one of those days.
If we fail to make a Q3 to Q4 low in this hour, I'll close the rest of this trade out, guys, because I'm pretty happy with how today went. I mean, I paid like $350 for this stop loss, and then just, I mean, I'm already cash flow positive for the day. This is going to be icing on the cake.
There is nothing that lined up with my systems today, so we went short false and then we're bearish in a 3-hour line down. So like, there's just nothing here for me to do.
And I made a cahoots and everything for you. You're already going to use it, are you?
We can.
Oh my God, it's 10:46 and I forgot to do the dang Kahoot.
Let's Kahoot it.
Let's Kahoot it.
I don't know if you can grab the one I did because I don't have a paid one, so I couldn't do anything with it. But I dropped you a link. Hopefully,
you send me a link. Okay, let me ping the Discord real quick. If you guys are in here in the pack trade group, we're doing a giveaway. Let me ping everybody. Can you also send me the link to that Google Sheet again one more time so I can just easily get to it?
All right, I'm back.
What's up, bro? Doing the giveaway.
Sorry, which Google Sheet?
The Google Sheet with all the names on the reviews.
Oh, yeah, it should be in there. Okay.
You use Kahoot too, right, Dodgy?
Yeah, I do like Kahoot quizzes for my premium.
Yeah, we're about to do one here.
Nice.
Because you said you have a boot camp. We do a boot camp too. It's $100 for 3 months. And we literally teach everybody from the ground up everything we do.
Nice.
So if you guys are watching the live here, I just pinged the Discord. If you're new here and you're not in the community, we're going to give away how many, Mick?
2.
Two free spots to in this January's boot camp.
Nice.
We've had 4 successful iterations. This January will be boot camp number 5.
Just know there is always going to be a stream every day unless it's a holiday.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like that little inverse that your people were calling out and you being able to explain why it was not high probability. They just, again, stopped out.
Yeah. Yeah, remember I said the long was a pattern trade, not to take it?
Yep.
I'd rather take shorts here to the sell side because, like, I always think in terms of, like, if we were truly bullish, would this be happening or no? So, like, today, if we were truly bullish, would we have broke that new week opening gap with a ton of momentum? Probably not. So the fact we did, it's like, okay, we're going to go to sell side now. It's like, okay, cool.
Exactly. And he got this way because he stuck with his one system, his one setup, his box and his lines. And he did it over for years. And so he knows the nuances of it.
Yeah.
Right? He knows the if-then conditions.
Yep.
I'm moving my target here. So at 662, we failed to make a new low in Q3. So now it's the final countdown. Either we make a very skewed 10 o'clock hourly candle where we just kind of range in the 10 o'clock range, or statistically we're due for this final 15-minute time to take this low here at 1026. So then I'm going to place my final target right here, right above it, just so I don't get tick denied. And that's the trade, ladies and gentlemen. Very slow trade. Sometimes, dude, we're done trading by 10:30. This is a very slow day. Let me see. Pocket, the link is not working for me.
For the Kahoot?
No.
What is it? Like, it doesn't, I've never used it before, so I just wonder if
it says can't open this Kahoot. Maybe there's a typo in the URL.
Oh, let me try going to it again.
Yeah. I've never got that message before.
Want me to pay money, and I'm like, I'm not paying money for this.
Just to share it?
No, well, I don't know if it's allowing me to share it, but here it is again.
Well, if you can't share it with me, just share yours. Yeah, it's not letting me open. Just share your screen.
Well, I can't even do it because I don't have the paid one, so I can't actually have more than 10 people in it. It's like I've never used it before, so it's giving me all kinds of barriers, it feels like.
No.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay to use it.
Yeah,
Hey, we've had like 100 people on it at one point for free.
Let me save it here. Save as draft.
We can do it on Friday if it's not working.
Oh yeah, we got a good chunk of people that come on Fridays too.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's 10:50 right now. We had like
we should just give away. You definitely need to give away the prop accounts because
yeah, we can. That's easy. That's just I'm gonna spin a wheel.
Yeah, let's do that, and we'll do the Kahoots on Friday.
All right. So while you guys watch my trade here, we're gonna do a little giveaway picker.
Go place your buy limit at 651.
651.
Yeah, not 658.
All right, you guys see, because only this is my runner. I'm going to listen to DodgyD.
You're selling yourself short by covering there. Now it doesn't mean anything now because you're obviously in one micro and you're saving $14. But imagine that the next 10 years. That's where he's going to get you.
DodgyD, I knew you would come around to statistics.
Yeah, dude. Dude, listen, 2 years ago, I didn't give a shit about statistics. Now every single time I enter a trade, my brain's just like, okay, here's a statistic. I know my backtesting statistics. I'm not going to be emotional. I'm literally an algorithm. I'm a robot, and that's what I think every single time now.
That's all you got to do, man. And honestly, you should reinforce that. Like when those people that are like, what you were saying earlier with like, I told you so. Like, dude, just ask them how, when you go to pay your AT&T bill, can you pay it in I told yous or can you pay it in objective business plans? All right. Here is the giveaway wheel. You guys aren't seeing it? Nope. There we go. All right. That's how them DM. Oh, yeah. DMPDWP. Yeah. That's what we're in right now. Okay. 3, 2, 1. These are all the names. Pocket added them. If your name is missing, blame Pocket.
Wow. Wow.
Yo, you want to see something cool?
Shocked. And then the second one, because we were going to do 2, right?
Yep.
2, just make sure. All right. Shocks. Make sure anybody that wins this, just submit a ticket in the Discord. So Shocks number 1. And man. Who's this? Camille? Camille? I've never seen this name. Is this?
Yo, how many people are in here?
This list looks a lot bigger than what I gave you.
Dude, I literally copied and pasted the list.
But I don't even know, like, those names are not even, I don't even
Hold
see one
on.
of our names on there.
Let me see. Let me search Camille because that doesn't sound. Dude, no, we're not going to. They've never even made a post. No.
What happened?
All right, we're doing this again. We're running again for number 2. Winner no. No way. They almost won again. Matthew Weir. Let me see. This is another weird name.
But
Where
some
did
of them
you
could
get
be
this?
people that they don't use the same name. But I mean, is it on the? Oh, Matthew Weir is there. Okay.
Let me make sure they're still in here. If they're not in here, I'm not going to do it. Matthew, they're not even in here, dude.
Problem is, it's not Discord names, right?
We're going again.
We're gonna fix it.
Dude, we're getting somebody that deserves it. If you never even made a post in the Discord, I'm not going to do it.
Yo, Austin.
What's up, dude?
Yo, go to your 30-second chart right now. Go to
My
30
30-second chart?
Yeah. Now
Okay.
draw the fair value gap from the 1027 candle. Draw the line of the low.
1027.
Yeah, right there. Draw the fair value gap. Yeah, right there. The second, see how the body respected it the first time, then wicked back up right in like 2 seconds and did it close below? The second this closes below, we're going to dump straight to the TP. Watch. So now we close below it. Watch. We're going to accelerate here. Because it's a BPR.
Hold on. It can't do it yet.
It's going to be, my guess is we're probably going to take out this 1026 low and so 51 and 58 within one candle. It's going to like jet fuel through it.
Okay, now it can do it. We're due for a new low. I mean, 656 is an out of statistic lower for this hourly candle. So
watch, ready? It's also 1056, which is a macro time. That's why I'm saying it should happen now. Right. Okay. It's gonna keep going. Just wait. It shouldn't stop here.
Is this the dodgy support?
No, it's gonna hit. Just wait.
Don't you scam me, bro.
Time and price. Time before price.
Dodgy before price. It's price then dodgy. Price then dodgy. One more candle. Come on. Price.
It's gonna hit.
Price and dodgy. Price and dodgy. Boom, baby.
See, told you.
That's what we freaking do right here.
There's no point in having your TP at 656 there.
And that was the trade, ladies and gentlemen. We do it live.
Almost, darling.
Almost, darling. Why are you calling me darling for?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know I was unmuted. I got the kids homesick. This has been a crazy morning.
I don't want to hear your excuses. Just don't call me darling ever again. All right, how do I share this wheel? Who's Ray $1? Is this a thing? Is this anybody in here? Ray 1.
That is
Anybody
one
in
of
the
our
chat?
people, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so let's add this. If you 100% know, because there was 2 other people that won that were just.
Oh, no, hang on. Who is this? That's another one. Like, how are these people getting in there, and how are they getting reviews in there?
I copied exactly what you sent, bro.
Oh yeah, no, he's on our one right now. He's
in
actual-
there.
Yo, there's a long set up here.
He's
All
in
right,
the boot camp right now.
Okay, both of you guys. So Ray 1 and who's the other? Dodgy's long.
Long setup. Look at the 1 minute.
All right, I got your screen up.
This would be the break-even point. It's probably just gonna be a break-even trade, but still decent long.
Divergent. This isn't like people in the stream. This is the people in the community that left a review. Everybody that left a review, we just put them on a wheel. So obviously you're not in the class yet, so you wouldn't be on the list.
All right. It is 11 o'clock, Austin. This is usually when I get off.
Yeah, I'm about to hop off here too, man. Is this an actual trade you want to break down, or are we good?
Nope. I logged off 30 minutes ago. I'm just saying, like, see, remember before how I said I went long here because it's a pattern trade because we missed that sell side? Now that we came and hit that sell side, this would not be a pattern trade. But
Gotcha.
I have a rule when I log off, I don't log back in. So I'll just probably watch it play out and come back tomorrow.
I'm going to call you. I'm going to share this on Twitter, and I'm going to say I took the trade while Dodgy hindsighted the long.
Hey, man, I have my rules and I follow them.
I'm joking, bro.
All right, I'll see you later, dude. Thanks for having me on.
Dude, thanks for coming on. This was really fun.
No problem.
Let's do it again.
Trying to go for a walk or something now and just chill. So
go for a walk, play some tennis.
Yes, sir. I actually might. That's a good idea. But all right, I'll see you later, man.
All right, man. Have a good day. See ya.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'm gonna hop off here too. I really do like. Let me know in the chat. We got 83 people in here. We traded live. We had another different perspective come on stream today. We had a good time. We articulated price as we were going through it. Like, did you guys find this beneficial? Did you all find this helpful? Because that's the whole point. Like, at the end of the day, it's not me versus you. It's not you versus me. It's none of that. It is you versus you. And my whole goal, especially in 2026, as we keep on evolving here, is I just want to have multiple perspectives. I hate echo chambers. I think echo chambers is one of the worst ways to ever learn. I think it does nothing but make you only have a bias. And when you hear from multiple perspectives, you really get to see the full picture of either what you do is what is for you, but you also get to see that we all look at the same stuff. You got to see how Dodgy shifted bearish, which is exactly what we did when we got below 930. You guys got to see.
But I will come up and spend a little time with you.
No, you're muted, Justin.
Oh my God, I muted myself earlier.
So yeah, anyways, just I hope you guys got value from this. And if you did, just drop it a like. If you have other guests in mind, come into the Discord and just give me any suggestions you would like me to reach out to, and I will happily. And with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this was a beautiful stream, beautiful trade. Stay grinding on your freaking, if you want any last minute analysis, I think we're in a 3-hour line. I think this is the high for the AM session and the rest of this hour. I think the rest of the 3 hours. So going into the 11 o'clock hour, if we take this 10 o'clock, boom, we took the 10 o'clock, then I'm expecting a 3-hour line. So I'm expecting a bearish 11 o'clock hourly candle for the continuation to the downside. And that's it. So if I were to look for anything, if I was to gun to my head, have to trade for the rest of this AM session, I'd be looking at continuation shorts. If we got above the previous hour midpoint, so the previous 10 o'clock hour mid, I'd be then confused and lost, and that's where I would be done. But yeah, stay grinding on your freaking goals, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, never, ever let anyone tell you that you can't do something they never done themselves. And I will see you all later, baby. Woo!
The only thing that can stop me is me. If you're doing this for the women, you losing. Do this shit for yourself. I do this shit for myself. I do this shit for yourself. I do this shit for myself.